Good day. We are coming on the air with breaking news from the Middle East. NBC News has just confirmed that Iran launched a ballistic missile attack against Israel that began moments ago. Those missiles heading directly toward Israel right now, anticipated to reach its territory in just a matter of minutes. These are live pictures of Tel Aviv, where in the last few moments we heard sirens wailing throughout the city, air raid sirens. The U.S. Embassy in Israel is directing all U.S. government employees and their families to take shelter and prepare to enter bomb shelters. U.S. officials say that Iran is expected to target military and government sites in Israel and not civilians. This attack comes less than 24 hours after Israel began what it's calling a limited ground operation inside southern Lebanon. They say their goal is to target the Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah. Israel killed the leader of that terror organization, which is closely linked to Iran, on Friday. Let's go now to NBC News international correspondent Raf Sanchez in northern Israel on the Lebanese border. What are you seeing and hearing from there, Raf?
Lester, in just the last couple of minutes, smartphones all across Israel have vibrated with a stark message from the Israeli military. Iran has launched missiles towards Israel. U.S. officials warned earlier that Iran was preparing a ballistic missile attack. That is significant because it takes just 12 minutes for ballistic missiles fired from Iran to reach Israel. At this point, we are not yet seeing any sign. Oh, Lester, in just as I speak to you, we are seeing air defenses fired off in northern Israel. It is unclear if they are intercepting those Iranian missiles or if this is rocket fire heading from Lebanon. Lester,
Raf, are you here?
The sirens are not going.
Okay, we heard the sirens a moment ago. We're seeing what these apparent missiles or rockets now in the air approaching or seem to be going over the heart of Tel Aviv. Are you hearing the telltale sound of the Iron Dome intercepting any of these missiles, Raf?
Lester, if you can hear me, we all the way up on the Israeli border with Lebanon are seeing flashes in the skies up here. It is not clear at this point if these are Israeli Iron Dome interceptors or if these are the Iranian missiles that the Israeli military has warned are on their way to this country. We are seeing several streaks of light through the sky up here. We are just a couple of hundred meters from the Lebanese border. Now, Lester, we are not hearing sirens right now, but I think it is possible that they may go off any second, in which case our crew will move to the safety of the shelter down here. But, Lester, this is snapping Israelis back to that moment in April when Iran fired 300 missiles, drones, ballistic missiles, cruise missiles towards Israel. That barrage was intercepted by a combination of Israeli air power, but also American military forces across the Middle East who were able to shoot down the vast majority of those missiles. And people across Israel tonight will be wondering if the same can be done again. Lester, I can tell you at this moment, the skies above us are lighting up. We are seeing Israeli Iron Dome interceptors, and they appear to be shooting down some of these missiles as they streak over the skies of northern Israel in many, many directions at once, Lester. We are seeing the streaking lights of what we do believe to be these Iranian ballistic missiles potentially fired just 10 minutes ago from Iran, crossing a distance of thousands of miles and now illuminating the skies of northern Israel. And we are seeing the smaller streaks of light as these Iron Dome interceptors are going through. Lester, I can say we are seeing some of these missiles, they are either falling apart, a sign that they have been intercepted, or they are making their way down towards the ground here in northern Israel. It is just a light show unlike anything I have seen before. Lester, a really tense situation here right now.
All right, let me just reset for the viewers. What we're seeing now are the missiles, interceptors, rockets. We're not sure what these particular vehicles are. This is a view from cameras in Tel Aviv right now. You can see some of the impacts. Typically what happens, the Iron Dome explodes, destroys the incoming missile, but those pieces still come down and they can be lethal. As we watch this view again over Tel Aviv, and you see what appear to be impacts now on the ground. Flashes on the ground indicating that some of these are reaching targets, whether the intended target or not, reaching some sort of a target. While we look at this picture, I want to go to Richard. Here's some of it now. Let's go to Richard Engel now. He's in Tyre in southern Lebanon. What are you seeing there?
Well, there is a lot of activity in the sky here as well. I think you can see some of these flashes of light. We are obviously in Lebanon. We are not inside Israel, but we are in southern Lebanon, very close to the Israeli border, not very far from where Raf is right now. And it appears to be a counter campaign to either stop Hezbollah firing or to stop the incoming Iranian missiles. But what we are seeing here is something that is completely unusual in Lebanon, unusual in this conflict. I would say that this is part of a coordinated response to try and stop the Iranian missiles from flying into northern Israel, and also to try and shut down Hezbollah at the same time. So what I think we're seeing on both sides of the border right now is a response. Air defense systems in action to stop the Iranian incoming fire and to stop Hezbollah. So this is a massive campaign, a massive amount of air defenses. Lester, what Iran has just done in the last few minutes is an extraordinarily risky move. Many people believe that Iran felt that it had no choice but to launch ballistic missiles or to launch some sort of attack against Israel because Iran has been in such a weak position recently. Iran projects power through its proxies. Iran's main proxies are Hamas,